Digital Expo happening in Bomet. Read all about it inside the Daily Nation. Beth Mugo's story. There's a serialization here of her book, and you can read or pick it up in the Daily Nation tomorrow. Let's see what is happening on the Star. Lot to use talks team to create 11 extra counties. Costly. Migori, Meru, Wajir, Busia, among counties to be split. 26 MPs petition dialogue team to create 11 extra devolved units. And this story continues on page 4 and 5 of the Star this morning. Gachagua gets warm welcome at the coast, and you can see excited faces there with Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua when he officially opened the Mombasa International Show on Thursday. On the sidebar, Azimio top chiefs slowly embracing Ruto as president. Azimio leaders are apparently climbing down from their long-held position, disapproving William Ruto's legitimacy as head of state. In their recent actions, public remarks and moves, opposition chiefs and politicians appear to be slowly accepting Ruto as their valid president. You have the story on page 6 of the Star this morning. He spent years seeking to be MP and died trying. This is Silas Muriuki, and you can read about his obituary there, that you can spend years looking for something you deeply crave only to hold it briefly before it sublimes into the thin air. Perfectly describes the unfairness of life. Silas Muriuki, the former North Imenti MP, spent 20 years of his life seeking to be elected to parliament. He won the seat for one term before losing it. And that story continues on page 2. At least he tried. Even within the 20 good years, he got a term. ODM rebels MPs take battle with Raila to tribunal. ODM MPs expelled from the party on Wednesday are now headed to the political party's dispute tribunal in a bid to overturn the verdict. The expelled lawmakers described the decision to eject them as unfair and that which is politically instigated. You have a story on page 8 of the Star this morning. Also remember, you have a CSR Pull-Out magazine coming in handy for you every Friday. Ruto's Pan-African vision awakens fond memories, and you can read all about it inside the Star this morning, a 16-page political pull-out. You have the People Daily. Tax, to tax or not, that is the big question today. All eyes will be on judges. Remember, today is that the day where the Supreme Court will make their landmark ruling on the Finance Act, the finance law in the balance. Supreme Court will this morning make far-reaching ruling on whether KRA can continue collecting revenue as directed by Treasury in groundbreaking petition filed by Senator Omutata. What will this mean? That is a probing question. You have a story on page 4 and 5 of the People Daily. So all the eyes will be trained on the Supreme Court today. Also a landmark ruling on the registration of the LGBTQ. That will be happening today. Remember, they had gone to court to challenge the government with the registration of that particular queer community group. Today is when we'll know if that was, and the Supreme Court actually held that it is okay because they have a constitutional right of associations. That is a story that you want to follow inside the People Daily as well, and we'll be looking on those two landmark ruling that will be happening today. This is the People Daily. Omanyala suffers second defeat, finishing behind Jamaican rival in Italy. That is a story that you want to follow on page 29 of the People Daily, and give us 11 counties now. Minority tells Bombers talks team. That also tucked away inside. Rigathi hit out at opposition as he opens ASK. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, Agriculture CS Mythical Lenturi, and KPA Board Chair Benjamin Tayari can be seen here having a jig at the Mombasa Showground, where he presided over the opening of the Mombasa International ASK show yesterday. The show has attracted exhibitors this year, and you can follow exhibitors and 160 local and international exhibitors, I should say. This story continues on page 6 of the People Daily this morning. Urais Khalwale afichua siri. That is what Taifa Leo is holding. Ufichuzi wa Senator kuwa Ruto aliahidi kuunga kiongozi wa Mulembe kwa urais in the year 2032 watikisa Kenya kwanza. Viongozi kutoka jamii ya Waluya walikubali kumuunga mkono Rais William Ruto na serikali yake ya Kenya Kwanza alipoahidi kumuunga mkono mmoja wao kumrithi 2032 mwaka 2032. Senator wa Kakamega Boni Khalwale amefichua, and that is the story that you want to follow on page 22. Will these pronouncements or revelation make any discernible difference on the political lineups as it stands right now? Magenge ya Kanjo yatishiao raia. That is the story that you want to follow. Let me just not continue reading that. Let's continue to massacre the good language. Let's see what is happening on the front page of the Business Daily. Kenya diaspora workers now face mandatory welfare levy. That is what we have today as a splash. Proposed schemes seeks to cushion migrant workers' contribution rates to be set in the regulations. And it says all Kenyans working abroad will be required to make mandatory contributions to a state welfare scheme if proposals by the Ministry of Labour are approved. The scheme, known as the Kenya Migrant Workers Welfare Fund, seeks to provide relief assistance to migrant workers, invalidity benefits, medical assistance, and survivor benefits where a migrant worker dies. Every migrant worker will be required to register as a member of the fund before departing the country for the foreign employment. Contingency fees paid by private employment agencies will also be channeled to the fund. That is the story you want to follow inside the Business Daily this morning. And Nairobi hotels relish windfall from luxury suites and scrambles there. It says sweet scrambles. That is, of course, following the Africa Climate Summit that was held here in Nairobi that attracted 20 heads of state. Also, EABL defends Diageo's 22 billion shillings share purchase in Senate. East African Breweries PLC yesterday defended the recent acquisition of an additional 14.97% stake in the company by its parent firm Diageo PLC. Also, insider fraud bleeds circles 118 million shillings in past 2 years. And Watchdog orders sale of Sadolin in paint makers merger deal. You can follow this story inside the Business Daily this morning. And we cross over now to Uganda, where inside the battle for top FDC jobs is the splash. Battle knives here are drawn, and you can read all about it on page 4 and 5 of the Daily Monitor in Uganda. And also Busoga Kingdom unveils Jovia Mutesi as next queen. And you can see Jovia Mutesi there. She is the next queen there in the Busoga Kingdom, all happening in Uganda.